Hello everyone, you came here for Terraform, so let's get started. Terraform is an open source infrastructure as code software by HashiCorp that interacts with ranges of enterprise APIs to re-engineer your cloud workflow. Terraform can create, modify, and version microservices in seconds, all powered by a high-level declarative language. Terraform's process can be split into steps. First, Terraform plans the actions it will take. Second, Terraform will execute these actions after approval. And finally, Terraform will manage resources based on changes. Quoted directly from their docs, Terraform uses the configuration files to generate an execution plan describing what it will do to reach the desired state, and then executes it to build the described infrastructure. Let's jump into an example for easier understanding. Don't feel obligated to follow along, it's pretty simple. First, you are probably wondering, how do I get it? To get Terraform, visit terraform.io/downloads and add the exe to your path. It's pretty simple. You will also need to install the VS Code extension for Terraform, which will allow syntax highlighting. You can just search up Terraform, HashiCorp, it'll show up. Let's say you want to launch an EC2 instance under security group. Create a new directory and then a new Terraform file of any name, and check this out. Kinda resembles JSON. With the extension, it makes it extremely easy to understand with autocomplete. At the top, we can see our required bit of configuration that will basically just grab the respective dependencies. The next section will configure that provider with your preferences. And finally, the keyword resource, basically define which service you would like to create along with this name. In this case, I have one EC2 instance configured with an AMI ID, which can be grabbed in the EC2 console, and I also have a security group which will be created under. Make sure to retrieve AMI IDs from your selected region, and also notice how it does not matter the order in which resources are defined. My EC2 instance can reference another security group which is defined below it without a problem. With these statements, Terraform will utilize appropriate APIs to construct what you define here. The files ending in TF are configurations that define the desired architecture. Configurations should be in their own directory. After creating your file, you will have to initialize Terraform and allow it to install dependencies defined in the configuration. To do this, run terraform init. Terraform will load all files in the directory with the TF extension. Obviously, do not hardcode access credentials like I did here. Instead, you can use the AWS CLI to configure your credentials securely. Always remember that this file represents the final result of your cloud architecture. Terraform will not create another EC2 instance in another security group if ran again. Instead, it will check the current state of the application, compare it to the configuration file, and make necessary changes to the architecture to correctly represent the configuration. To format all configurations in the directory, run terraform fmt. To validate consistency and syntax, run terraform validate. To deploy this configuration, run terraform apply. The output will be the execution plan, which will basically just lay out the actions Terraform will perform. You will be prompted to confirm this plan with a yes. After applying your changes, you can check out the AWS console to see how both your EC2 instance and security group are being created. Finally, you will see a terraform.tf state file. This file is basically the state of the configuration, and it's pretty necessary in order to modify or delete resources. The state file should be kept secure. To view state from the command line, run terraform show. It's a general, pretty high-level process of using Terraform. Pretty easy, but you can definitely get into the more nitty-gritty parts. I hope you see how awesome of a tool it is that can be basically just applied in so many different ways and scaled to work with pretty large infrastructures as well. So because it was a pretty brief run through, I would highly suggest checking out their website and exploring the other providers and features they have, such as Google Cloud, VMware, Kubernetes. Also go peep their GitHub at HashiCorp and maybe even check out the more advanced topics they have, such as resource graphing. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comments, and until next time, take care.